Hey guys, here's my quick take about some rumors about NIO and a potential Hong Kong listing. So Edison Yu, who is a Deutsche Bank analyst and covers NIO, has just made his predictions for NIO in 2022 and the stock. And in one paragraph he says that the team believes that NIO will likely complete its primary listing in Hong Kong by the summer and be included in the Shanghai Hong Kong Stock Connect. Now, if you've watched my countless videos on the delisting topic, you know my opinion by now about the impacts of a delisting and NIO. But anyways, it's good to see that there may be the plans for NIO to list in Hong Kong. Previously, Li Bin, he also made an interview after NIO Day when being asked about the question whether or not NIO will go to Hong Kong and list there. He said anything is possible, so really not saying much in a way of like confirming that they are working on it or not. But we have to know that Li Bin, he knows the people who are running the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. He has been listed with prior companies that he's been running before in Hong Kong. So it's not too far off. And also here with this kind of credible source from Deutsche Bank, I would say there's reason to believe that this Hong Kong stock listing may happen in 2022 when some of the issues around the NIO user trust, which is a kind of a specialty of NIO where the CEO Li Bin, he gave some of his personal shares into this trust so that the users own those shares and can make decisions on the prospects and the strategy of the company, and that seems to be conflicting with the listing rules in Hong Kong. And we've seen that they've made some adjustments to the board and this kind of structure, so possibly getting ready for such a Hong Kong listing. But this is all just speculation. We don't know whether or not that's going to happen really, but it's getting more credible here with sources like this one from Deutsche Bank. What I think is rather interesting here is actually this little tiny paragraph about this stock connect between Hong Kong and Shanghai, because this would actually be, I think, the rather more interesting reason why NIO should also be listed in Hong Kong. Not so much the delisting fear, but of course this would possibly also help the sentiment of the stock and maybe having those investors coming back that are possibly concerned around the issues of a possible delisting of Chinese stocks by 2024, 2025. We'll see. Anyways, this Hong Kong Stock Connect to Shanghai, I think is a huge thing if we look out long enough. What does it mean? Well, if NIO get listed in Hong Kong, yes, there are some more Chinese market participants that can actually buy NIO shares. It's closer to the mainland, so people in Hong Kong would rather know NIO as a company and how they are doing and would also better understand the company. However, most mainland Chinese, like the normal Mr. Wang or Mr. Li, he wouldn't be able to invest in NIO still, because mostly there are caps on that capital can be invested overseas. And I mentioned before that I think in the long run we may see actually a trend from Chinese mainland investors diversifying their assets more into other assets, not only in housing, as we now see with the Evergrande crisis, that, well, this kind of big pooling in not much diversification and a big pool of assets being invested in just one asset class could become an issue. And also from a strategic macro experience or views from the Chinese government, it may actually be seen as an issue. So what's now happening here is that mainland China is now building those stock connects between Hong Kong and Hong Kong also to other markets like London and Switzerland and Germany, but also the Shenzhen Stock Connect, the Shanghai Stock Connect, as well as in the future possibly a Beijing Stock Connect is being made to countries like Germany and Switzerland. And that's meaning that foreign investors can invest easier in Chinese mainland companies, and possibly also Chinese mainlanders will be allowed at least maybe a certain budget to invest even in overseas companies or companies that are listed, for example, in Hong Kong. And so this would make it much more likely that there will be a certain middle class in China, possibly NIO car drivers, that will be able to invest in NIO suddenly. And of course, this would be a huge implication, not only because Chinese middle class and also the richer upper class has, of course, much of capital at their disposal with the high savings rate, and possibly want to invest in a company that they know personally from on the ground that that I have been previously not been able to invest in. So for me, this would actually rather be the main news about this possible listing in Hong Kong, and that should be really exciting in the long run. If that really will happen. There are many question marks around this. First of all, will NIO go to Hong Kong at all? The second one will be whether or not the Stock Connect will actually have certain budgets and who will be able to use it. But I think I'm gonna dive more into that later on, what this actually means and how this could be used in China's opening up to the world of the financial markets, which I think is still a theme and a topic, although overlooked by the financial media in the West. So that's been my quick comments on the potential of NIO to be listed in Hong Kong. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.